Yeah, it's a beautiful feeling. 179 might have been a little too long. Coaches, players, certainly everybody in the organization was waiting for this day, and man, what a feeling.
There's obviously a lot of acclimatization today with getting players to run the waggle and special teams. What's the most difficult thing to teach a new player and coach a new player?
I think just that, just understand the nuances of the game coming up here. A lot of guys, we covered some stuff last night in meetings, and then, being able to take that to the field for the first time. So, there's a little bit of a period where we give a little bit of grace. There'll be a lot of stuff for us to coach off of today, obviously our first day out there, but a lot of these cats figured out what win looks like too out here, which is nice. So.
This is rookie camp. What do you look for to have the players stand out in this rookie camp? What do they have to do?
Yeah, it's a lot of things. Certainly, taking what we teach them in those meetings to the field as far as what their job entails. But we're looking at everything, details, how they work individual drills. Even how they are transitioning from drill to drill. We've been trying to set a bar from that standpoint, and then even some of the guys that have returned who were with us last year, they've been pushed to kind of lead the group. So seeing what those leadership skills look like from the young bucks, right? So there's so many things that we look at, and I just told them, hey, there's always eyes on you, whether we see it in real time or we catch it on film. So be the professional we ask you to be.
What did you make of Jake Mayer being out there and throwing the football with some of those rookies too?
Yeah, no, it's awesome to see him. I caught Jake and Tommy walking on the field in green and white for the first time. Just a little different, I think, for everybody, but happy as ever to have them. And certainly, their understanding of the playbook, I think, is a little bit of a step ahead for just new quarterbacks coming in the position. So, no, man, they're very pleased.
Is there anything in particular that caught your eye today, whether it was a player, a facet of the team that really stood out?
Yeah, I mean, there's just, I think some of the size of some of these guys, we got some pretty big DBs out there, our offensive line, we got a couple big jokers, and then, I think just seeing some of the guys, understanding the tempo, but also playing aggressive within the means of that and still being professional. I saw Aaron Patrick have a couple reps in the team run period. So yeah, there was our junior player Urban got himself a little pick there. So I'm sure I can't wait for what the nicknames are for Urban. They calling him Keith Urban earlier, so we'll see if that sticks. So no, man, there was a lot of good stuff out there today.
Liam Hoskins, I mean, you drafted him obviously and we're high on him. What do you think he brings? What impressed you on draft night and subsequently?
Yeah, I mean, size and speed certainly, and just his motor is incredible. We obviously too, we feel he has positional flex. He can play the defensive end spot, and we're giving a look right now at linebacker as well to see if he can handle that. And he's doing a pretty good job so far. So his versatility to be able to bounce him around. Obviously, you can put him in sub packages, but certainly what he's going to bring to the team and giving himself the best chance is going to be on special teams, and he is a butt kicker.
I'll ask you about a couple more of your draft picks. Seth Hundy and Daniel Weed, both U of S guys. What have you seen from them that you like, and what do you hope they bring to this camp?
Yeah, I think first, I'll start with Seth. Just his command, out there, he's one of the most vocal guys already, and he's only had a day and a half in the playbook, and he's out there commanding. So that's awesome to see. Obviously, his size and his speed as well. But that was really good to see, and he's working on his long snap and another tool in his tool belt. And then with Daniel, I mean, certainly it showed up even in the special teams drills. He's going to return a kick, and guys are trying to make sure he doesn't get outside, and quickly you find out how quick and how fast he is, right? So excited for those guys and encouraged for them. It's a familiar territory for them, so it's nice to see.
What's been the biggest message for players like those and players coming from U Sports and West who are participating in their first ever professional rookie camp about just managing expectations and being able to perform at their highest level, all while at a level they haven't played at before?
Yeah, I'm not a huge believer in managing expectations. I believe whatever expectation you have for yourself, which I hope is high, that's what we're going to chase. So for the young guys coming in, it's just, don't be eyes too wide and eyes too bright. Just understand you're here for a reason, and everybody at some point or another was in their same spot. So come out here and be the player that we believe you to be, and do that at 100 freaking miles per hour.
I'm wondering if you could tell me more about Josh Donnelly, one of your new offensive coaches. He's pretty young, could probably be out here, and I think he was out here a couple years ago when he was a rookie, as a quarterback. What have you seen from him, and what got him on the staff?
Yeah, he's still the worst quarterback we have out here, so I'm glad he's coaching now. But man, bright young mind. We had him out here last year as a guest coach, and then it made the transition easy, for us to bring him on board full time. And he's a worker bee. He gets it, man. He gets it. I'm excited for this year for him, and ultimately I'm excited for his future.
Yeah, how rare is it for a guy that young to be out on a CFL team like this, coaching on a big stage?
Yeah, I'd say it kind of rare, but Mueller was similar, kind of the same. But at least we gave Donnelly the quarterbacks, where Mueller had to start on defense. But I mean, there's arguments that regardless of those two positions, that there's benefits to both. So both obviously outstanding coaches, and both not very good quarterbacks.